So I started unfolding it already, guys. And I don't know how much, just few days, just over a week. And I noticed that they started to pop up. So yes, guys, it did work. So take these off. And then and welcome again to AA Gardening. This was my makeshift greenhouse where I planted some lamb's lettuce, some radishes, and some winter spinach. So I started unfolding it already, guys. And I don't know how much, just few days, just over a week. And I noticed that they started to pop up. So yes, guys, it did work. So take these off. And then, guys, look at all my radishes. They're popped up, guys. Radishes, everything have come up. So my makeshift, there it is. That was my Munchner. That was planted on the 30th of November. And today is the 21st. So they probably would have come up in probably 10 days if I've checked before, but I didn't check. And we have got some cold nights. And you can see those have popped up. And if I go over here, this was supposed to be my lamb's lettuce right here. But you know, lamb's lettuce go really, really slow. So I take this bucket off first and then show you what's going on. So yes, guys, if you don't have your polytunnel or the greenhouse, improvise. It does work. So here's, oh, look, it's coming up, guys. Look, my lamb's lettuce that grows super, super slow is actually popping up out of the ground. So there's my lamb lettuce, guys. So yes, you can see all of them coming up out of the ground. So that's my lamb's lettuce there. And my radish over there. So yes, guys, my makeshift polytunnel / greenhouse. I'm surprised the lamb lettuce came through so quickly, because especially in the colder season, they tolerate the cold, but it takes forever to germinate. So I'm happy about that. Then take off this bit as well. Oh, look at this, guys. I had what was this one? I think it was a broccoli or something I had that was broken off. I didn't expect it to grow. So it was part of the compost when I was making this, and I just left it, and it's coming up. That's interesting. So I'm just gonna leave it there. So I can see everything popping up, guys. Everything popping up. So yes. And I went ahead and I took off these just before the video started, and they're all popping up. So remember, guys, we need to improvise. I'm surprised because you can see the rotten leaf here. I'm surprised it actually grow. That is quite surprising. So that have grown as well. So that's it, guys. Everything I've started to grow. But what I'm doing now, because today is the 21st of December, so winter officially starts today where I'm at. So these are just babies, and they're not a good sized seedling or anything as yet. So to give it a good start, I'm gonna cover it even more. Guys, they're all popping up everywhere. I'm super happy with that. So you can see wherever I planted my seedlings, they're all popping up out of the ground. So what I did, I went ahead and I got some hoops, just some bendable pipe things. So I'm making a makeshift tunnel this time because I couldn't have the fleece directly over these anymore, the plastic, because they need space to come up properly. Because you can see these were getting a bit bending over because they didn't have the space to grow. So I'm taking the cover off totally now. So I'm making a makeshift structure here. So I get some piping And then I got some really cheap plastic just for the time being, nothing fancy. So all I did was to just put it in the ground. If I lift it up, you can see. So I got like a piping like that, stick it in the ground, then bend the pipe on both sides and put these in the ground. Then I went and got some cheap plastic. I show you. So I started doing that. I came outside to start doing that, and then when I reached this section now, I decided to have a look to see if anything was happening. And I went ahead and I planted out some more Russian kale and everything. And then I'm trying to cover everything for the cooler season. I'm really surprised, guys. It came up really nicely in the freezing weather I've been having. So all my spinach is out, all my lamb's lettuce are out, and all my radishes that I planted are out. And I just planted some garlic as well. So by the way, I'm going to give you like a mini tour. Can I say that already? I just moved in and I'm going to give you a mini tour of the garden. So going back first, I'll give you a mini tour after. So this is the plastic. I just buy some cheap plastic. I put the plastic in the ground like that. And then all I'm going to do, I started doing that bit. And I cover it over. That's it. So now that these have come up and everything, and my experiment work, I'm going to cover all of that. So I'm going to give you a mini tour of what's happening. So I just started planting all these things just over 3 weeks now. I'm going to show you what's popping up. And it's starting to look like a garden. Can you believe that? It's starting to look like a garden already. So I have my one colored green that survived. So I need to plant some more of those. Just one survived. And I was transplanting. These weren't directly sowed. These Russian kales, these were transplanted from the allotment. So all the Russian kales you see, I did not plant since I came here, okay? So these were transplanted from the allotment. Then coming over here, we have some turnips. I have some tiny turnips. And these again were from the turnip bed that were on the allotment. And I'm going to show you what I directly sow. Apart from my lettuce, lamb's lettuce, I should say spinach and radishes, I'm going to show you what I've sown since I've been here. And they're popping out. So let's go over here carefully. I saw them just now. So these are my broad bean that I directly sow. I didn't sow them in a tray or anything before. I just direct sow them. I did bury them a bit deep because when I came here it was already getting cold. So I buried them deep and put some wood chip on top for extra warmth. And everywhere you look, you can see my broad bean popping up. So by early spring, I'll be having some broad bean to eat. So those are some of the things that I direct sow. And then if you come across here, you can see broad bean everywhere. But not only did I do broad bean, I'll show you what I direct sow. So I did some onions. So I did some onions and they're popping up as well. So if you look, you can see some onions popping up, and all of these were sown since I came here, and I haven't been here long, guys. So let's keep gardening because I just planted out some extra garlic today. So you still have time to get your garlic in the ground because the soil is not frozen or anything. It still can be worked. And once it can be worked, then you can still keep planting your things directly in the soil. So that's what's there. And then over here, I have some garlic. So I have loads more onions everywhere. And then I don't want to step on any because I didn't make the path very clear. So I'm struggling not to step on anything. Then here, you can see I have some garlic popping up out of the ground. So I have some garlic coming up, and then I sown some more. I just put some more garlic in the ground today. So yes, guys, my garden is starting to look like a garden already. My garden is coming up in this short space of time, guys. You can see they're all coming up. So you can see all of that section there. So all of that is just turnips, broad bean, onions, and garlic. And then over here, you know, I have my African kale. So I have my African kale going on over here. So I'm very pleased in this short space of time. My garden starting to look like a garden. So I'm just gonna finish putting up my makeshift tunnel right there to cover the young seeds that have just germinated, because the weather is dipping, so I have to protect them somewhat. So that's what happened in the garden, guys. So my makeshift greenhouse polytunnel was successful, very, very successful. So now I'm going to extend this plastic over to that section so they can continue growing on. So remember, guys, continue to experiment in the garden. Don't give up if you don't have something. Improvise and try and make it work for you, because you won't know unless you try. So thanks again for viewing. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe. And if you haven't got your garlic in the ground, guys, if it's not frozen where you are, you still can get your garlic and your lamb's lettuce. You still can grow those, and you still can grow some of your broad bean. If it's very cold where you are, then make a makeshift greenhouse like I did, or you can start sowing it indoors. So until next time, keep gardening. Take care. Bye bye.
Like, share, subscribe, and click the notification bell.